So as you guys know, I've been covering the aftermath of Hurricane Helene, and more specifically, I've been focusing on the shady response to Hurricane Helene in places in Tennessee and mainly North Carolina. And we've seen our fair share of crazy things happening. We've heard a lot of stories from people who were affected by this storm. We've watched the response, and I don't think anyone is impressed. Don't get me wrong, we're all impressed with how everyday citizens and neighbors are stepping up for their fellow citizens and neighbors, but we're not impressed by the government's response. And as I said, over the past week or so, we've heard our fair share of shady information about how our government has responded to this storm. But a few days ago, I started hearing rumblings about something that even I did not want to believe. And if you're new to this channel, I understand you don't know me, but those of you all who have been here, you know that I question everything, and I damn sure don't put anything past the U.S. government. But even I was trying to hold out hope that this wasn't true, which is why I hadn't made a video about this yet, but reports started coming in that unmarked helicopters were flying around and they were hovering over like these donation zones that citizens were setting up. Not FEMA, not these government agencies, which are everyday regular people, volunteers. They were setting up these areas with supplies and stuff like that. Well, reports started coming out that unmarked helicopters started flying over these little supply zones and hovering over them, basically destroying them. Because, you know, the chopper's whirling and things start flying around. And I'm talking thousands of dollars in damage. So many supplies that are needed right now. You know, when you think of bottles of water being destroyed and some food being destroyed here in America, you don't think that much of it. But this is literally like life-saving materials for these people out here, that some are still trapped after the storm. A lot of people have nowhere to go. I've seen a lot of people camping. They've set up tents, makeshift tents and stuff. It's really sad. But every bottle of water, every meal that's destroyed, that's water and food that could be in these people's mouths and stomachs. And this is literally life-saving stuff. But I'm hearing these reports that these helicopters are coming in, flying low over these areas, destroying them. And then videos start getting uploaded. And I'm looking at these videos and I don't want to believe it. I'm thinking, hey, maybe this is some sort of accident. It's got to be a misunderstanding. Is this a clip that's out of context? Like, you know, where did this clip begin? Where does it end? I need to see another angle. You know, I try to be as skeptical as possible. You know, I've already seen and heard about a lot of shady stuff going on. So when I'm looking at these clips, it's not surprising. And when I'm hearing these reports, it's not surprising. But I'm still somewhere inside of me trying to hold out hope that this isn't true. That this can't be true. Like, surely they wouldn't take it this far. Even though I know for a fact that FEMA has come in and they've confiscated donations, they've confiscated supplies. I know they've done shady stuff in the past with these other disasters, other hurricanes, other wildfires, you name it. But even I am still sitting here like, no, I don't want to believe this. And of course, the finger pointing started happening. People were saying it was this agency, that agency. They said it was the Connecticut National Guard. Some said it was the North Carolina National Guard. And I was sitting by patiently watching everything play out, waiting to, you know, see what the final story was. But then a few more angles came out and a few more reports came out. And after seeing these angles, and I'm about to let you all watch another one of these videos real quick. After seeing some of these new angles that came in, I really don't have an explanation. I don't have an explanation as to why this would have happened, why anyone would do this. It doesn't make any logical sense. And it doesn't really look like an accident to me. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. I'm still trying to hold out hope that this was some type of misunderstanding. But here we are a few days after this situation happened. And it doesn't look like it was a misunderstanding to me. But you all can let me know what you think after you watch this clip. I want you all to watch everything transpire from this angle. And then you let me know what you think as you're watching it. And then after this clip, of course, I'll come back and tell you what I think.
They do that. That helicopter just came around here and kicked up everything. Now he's out. Did they just do that on purpose? Wow, that was crazy. Brother, I got him on camera. But do y'all really think that was on purpose?
Absolutely.
So everyone on the ground says that they have no idea who was in this helicopter. They had no one scheduled to fly in a helicopter to those areas at all. And there's civilians flying around with helicopters too, but this wasn't a civilian in this helicopter. And like I said, they hadn't been in contact with anyone that was supposed to come with a helicopter to this little supply zone that they had set up. So they had no idea what was going on. But then when you watch the video, you watch the surroundings, it's like, okay, obviously they weren't trying to land. If you were trying to land, I'm sure there has to be somewhere better than on top of all of the freaking donations and supplies that are gathered here for the people who have just lost everything. I mean, at the very least, you got a whole freaking North Carolina that you could land your helicopter. You're not going to go and just hover right over the donations. You just fly in, hover over the donations, ruin everything, and then fly off. It makes no freaking sense at all. So, with the more I hear from the people who were there experiencing this, and the more angles I see, seeing the helicopter fly in and fly out, and it did nothing. It accomplished nothing. It didn't try to accomplish anything other than ruining everything at that little supply zone. I think this was done on purpose. And like I said, I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But this looks like something that was done out of spite on purpose, which is what I was telling you and warning you all about. You see, they want people dependent on the government. If people start noticing, hey, we don't need these government agencies to come in and help us, we can help ourselves, then they're less dependent on the government, and the government loses more power. To maintain power, they have to make people feel like they need them. So when you got everyday citizens creating better supply zones, passing out more supplies and goods than the government agencies that are tasked with this job, who have countless amounts of money supplied by us. We're supplying these agencies with this money that they're not using to help people. Meanwhile, people are taking money out of their own pocket, creating better freaking little supply zones and supply drops for people to come get food, water, and whatever first aid kits, supplies, and stuff they need, blankets, you name it. So, yeah, I think this is kind of something done out of spite. We're going to come ruin your zone. Hey, everyone, come down to the FEMA zone where you have to sign up for supplies and wait a few days. And we're going to prioritize who we give stuff to depending on their race, gender, and sexuality, and all of this other woke weird nonsense. It's absolutely sickening to see this. Like I said, it doesn't surprise me just because I've seen so much shady stuff done before in these type of situations. But I think we can say that this kind of takes things to a new low. Can we say that? With everything we've seen and talked about on this channel, is it safe to say that this is kind of taking things to a new low? I don't know, because we've seen the bar is already set pretty low. But for now, I want to know what you all think about this down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you all very soon in the next one.